Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at women over 35 who are starting to hit the wall, courtesy of today's video creator, Manosphere. I'm going to leave him pinned in the top comment, guys. Make sure that you go and show him some love. And without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Damn, don't nobody want me?
Nope.
Hey, do you want to hang out tonight?
Nope. Nope.
Damn, don't nobody want me?
But if you close your
Emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage.
Anybody else like in their 30s, 40s, and beyond, and they're currently dating and trying to navigate the whole dating world, do you ever just like lay in bed and think, F, I definitely didn't see myself here?
I don't, but I have an entire playlist of women that exactly like you have hit.
The wall. No man on earth can make me fall.
So this is to my single ladies out there. Maybe more so in your 30s, because this is the conversation me and my girlfriends are having as being single in our 30s. And just, you know, trying to navigate it because it's pretty shitty out here. But tell me this, tell me why it's easier for a woman who has more baggage than Delta, who hasn't kept a job longer than she's kept a pair of underwear, but she can find her a man quicker than she changes the next pair. Oh, and apparently he treats her real good too. But the independent, morally sound, loyal women, good women out here, we're the ones who's single and can't find a man.
It's really very simple. The first thing is that men do not care about your career. And guys, am I the only one who seems to think that if you're sitting here on a TikTok proclaiming yourself as someone who's morally sound, that you probably are not morally sound? It's always the people who think that they're the best. It's always the people who think that they deserve the best and they can do no wrong, who are always the people who are the perpetrators in these situations. I've always said this on the channel, guys, but if a girl gets to 30 plus years of age, and as you can see, you know, we've got the red flags, the arm tattoo going on here. If a girl reaches 30, 35 plus years of age and she still hasn't found a man, that's not a result of the men's fault, okay? And a lot of these women, what ends up happening is they get bitter and jealous of the younger women who can get men easier than them, because guys do not care about your strong and independent boss babe attitude and your ability to hold down a career.
Well, ma'am, maybe those other women are more feminine, are more submissive, more friendly, and not so independent like you, cause a traditional man doesn't care about your career. But anyways, guys, can you see when they run out of options and the competition is high, they start to turn on one another?
I just got back from a date. I am so over this. So we went to sushi. It was our 4th date. We have not kissed yet. And like, I'm thinking like, are we into this? Are we not into this? Like, what's happening? And most of the time I'm asking him a bunch of questions and I'm trying to keep the conversation engaged. And look, there's characteristics about him that were great. But then we get to the nightcap bar where we're having like a little after dinner drink. I just go, do you have any questions for me? Like, is there anything you want to ask? Is there like anything you want to know? I'm an open book. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. Do you just have any questions that you want to ask? Just not really a question guy. Cool. Yeah. No, totally get it. Not a question guy. No worries. I'll just break my back carrying this conversation the rest of the night. Thanks so much. He also told me that if I died tomorrow, he wouldn't care.
Yes, ma'am. He probably wasn't that into you. He just wanted to smash, and that's it. And how much are you willing to bet, guys, that the last part he didn't say it out of the blue? I bet she had to say or do something to get that response. But of course, every time it's all our fault.
The amazing thing that always gets me in these situations is like, these girls can't seem to comprehend that maybe people just don't want to talk to them. You know, like, yeah, the guy will go out on dates with you. He might try and have some fun with you, but that doesn't mean that he actually likes you as a person. That doesn't mean he's interested in who you are. And girls will conflate the two things. They'll be like, oh, well, you know, I got him out on some dates. He must care about me. Or he gives me some attention for 20 minutes at a time every Tuesday or every Friday evening when he's bored. That must mean he likes me. No, the guy will sit there. He just doesn't want to talk to you. You know, and guys, it's always like a terrible thing when men don't want to talk to women, right? It somehow makes us an evil, terrible, bad person. But when women don't want to talk to men, it's strong and empowering. And I believe, guys, you don't have to talk to anyone that you don't want to. It's just funny when the girls, it happens to them, they get very frustrated, they get very angry at the dudes for doing it. Let's keep going.
This is for my single ladies in your 30s or your 40s or beyond. If you're
Yeah, what
single
up?
and you don't want to be and you don't know why, you don't have a confidence problem. You and I both know that you're awesome, that you're deserving, that you're successful, and you have a lot to bring to the table in a relationship.
Says who? Like, guys, this is the problem that I have with these videos, okay? Is you have women out here literally just lying to other women. You know? Like, this is not the truth. If you're trying to actually help women, you don't give them this advice right here. It's so bad. Right? Oh, you're deserving, you're a queen, you know, you're independent, you have a lot to offer. Says who? Are you talking to the men? Because a lot of men, you know, if they're being straight up and honest with you, they're not interested in 40-plus-year-old career women who are strong and independent. They're interested in the younger women who are nice, who are friendly, who are caring. We don't care about your career. Guys, it amazes me how, like, girls will go out here and they'll have these group of quote-unquote friends, okay? And then their friends will give them this terrible advice. And then, like, all of their single friends will be sitting there giving them advice when they're in their 40s. It's like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about, or you would have your husband if that's what you wanted.
Even though your therapist and family and friends will tell you you have some deep-seated emotional trauma that you haven't worked out, probably that's not the case.
These are the modern dating coaches that I see on TikTok that are telling women it's not their fault. It's never their fault. It's always the guy. You deserve the best. Here is another one.
As a woman, you should not be crying over a broke man. He already failed at providing.
And now let's hear from some more feminine women what they have to say.
Nobody talks about how lonely it can be after you have gone on your healing journey. Especially as a hypergamous and feminine woman, it's like you finally feel like you've cracked the code. You now are getting princess spoiled treatment, and you just want to tell everybody about it. You want to talk to your friends about it. You want to be like, girl, it is amazing here on the other side. Come join me. But meanwhile, they're just like, I want to do hood rat shit with my friends. And when you try to give them advice and be like, girl, leave this man. It's not going to get any better. This is what he's doing. They don't want to hear it. Like, they don't want to hear the healthy advice that you give them. They want to hear the toxic advice.
Dating in your 40s after divorce is like, yo, babe, age is nothing but a number. Yes, honey, that's what I said when I was 19 too.
Yeah, guys, so as you can see, they don't want to find a good guy. They just want a Chad to smash them and be toxic, and nobody can tell them what to do. And in the second clip, even if she's divorced, she understands that her age matters, not like other women that expect you to treat them like queens, even though they have a lot of baggage and trauma and probably didn't want a nice guy in their 20s, but they expect you to save them in their 30s or 40s.
And make, like, no mistake, guys, it is saving. That's why they talk about it, you know, when they get to age 30 and 40, they start to say things like, man, I'm just looking for a real guy. I'm looking for a genuine connection. And what that really means is I'm looking for someone who's going to open his wallet for me. I'm looking for someone who has worked hard his whole life, who is finally, after all the years of grinding and failing and struggling, okay, a dude who's, you know, gone out there, he's built his career, he's built himself up, and I want that man to provide for me now because I'm so deserving and I know myself as a human being and I've done my healing. Nobody cares, guys. whenever I hear the phrase like healing and journey and spiritual, like these women will turn to spirituality only because they reach this age. You know, they're not spiritual people, they're not caring people, they're not people who understand themselves. They turn their necessity into a virtue. It's incredibly sad. Let's keep going.
You know what the absolute worst part of dating is? Is when they ask you, what do you like to do for fun? Well, Brad, I spent 18 hours on TikTok last week. What do you like to do for fun?
Well, Karen, I like to make videos of women hitting.
So, dating in Idaho is hard, obviously.
Why are you whispering?
It's difficult, especially when you're not a 20-something with no baggage. But then fast forward to being 34, 3 kids.
Oh boy.
It gets a little difficult, not to mention I'm 5'10", on the curvier side, obviously not white, which in Idaho is apparently a crime. But then you throw in, like, I look like this sometimes, guys. Like, you don't want, I'm exotic. Look at me. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't want this, just because I look like this half the time. Look at that. Look at my boobs. So, accepting applications. I'll look like this every once in a while, but I mostly look like this. So,
yeah, guys, how can you not want to date her? She's exotic. Obviously. Come on, guys, what's wrong with you?
I love how, by the way, so this is a woman who describes herself, okay, so she's a single mother, obviously, a single mother to 3 children, I think she said. She's overweight. She blames certain qualities about herself rather than her actual personality and how old she is. So she doesn't even understand why men don't want her, right? And the first thing that she does, right? The first thing that she does to try and get a man is say, here is what I look like. Isn't it weird, guys, how like the individuals who will say, don't objectify me, I just want to be treated well, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me there. They are literally the first people to sit there and go, wow, look at how I look. Literally the first people to objectify themselves, but they will also be the first people to complain when people objectify them. That just, it never ceases to amaze me. Let's continue. We have a woman here who says, getting stood up on a date, and she's got, you guys can't really see this. Let me pull this up. A bit of a chest tattoo going on here, so you know it's going to be a good video. We got the tears in the car with the chest tattoo. Let's continue. Oh. I muted the video.
Yes, I know I look crazy right now. I've been crying in my car for like 30 minutes. But can someone explain to me why all men suck? I've been talking to a guy. We've been texting. It was great. He said, I'm 5 minutes away from picking you up. I got all dressed up for our date. And boom, I'm blocked. He stood me up. And I don't understand why men treat good women like I am an amazing woman. Huge heart, very loyal. And men just play with my feelings. That's all they do. Just make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Thank you. Come again.
If you consider all the guys you've dated as trash, then maybe you should change the kind of guys you go after. You should stop chasing guys that are above you in looks and status.
And the sad part is, they'll always feel as though they're still deserving of that guy who they got that one time. So when she's out there dating, this is a girl who's over 35, I think, right? When she's out there dating, when she's in her 20s, she's going to run into a bunch of guys who are wealthy, who are attractive, who want to spend some time with her. But as she gets older, she no longer has access to those men, and she still thinks that she is able to, you know, get one of them to commit. This is a girl who's 35 plus years of age, guys. She could still land a man. She could still get some guy to commit to her. And as I always say, it's just the ones that she doesn't want, right? So she'll always go after the guys who are you know, higher than her, and then she'll wonder why she can't seem to lock them down. But guys, that is the end of today's video. Actually, I might extend it a little bit. I wanted to show you guys this Reddit article before we wrap up today's episode. This is something absolutely hilarious here. It's titled, "No Man Wants a Single Mother?" ? So this is obviously going back to women like the one that we saw in today's video who had 3 children and is looking to date men. So it says, "This is a bit out of the norm for me, but I definitely don't have anyone to confide in this about, so I thought maybe I could get it off of my shoulders here. I've been on a bit of a dating hiatus for about a year and a half, something I never would have dreamt I'd do until I had my little girl. I dated and hooked up hardly a tiny bit after her dad and I split 2 years ago." So this is a woman who, even though she said that, this is amazing, guys, because this is what women will tell you a lot of the times, okay? A lot of girls will say, "Listen, I haven't really been dating for the last year and a half, 2 years. I've been taking time for myself." But you come to find out they're still having random hookups with dudes in that period of time. And they'll probably try and get a relationship out of those men as well, typically because they would have monkey branched from the previous one to try and get them, but it doesn't always work out. He says, "Honestly, I was not into then." That's right, with an N. "I felt like I was supposed to do it because he was, and hated every bit of it. Soon after, I realized I don't care about finding someone right now. Literally all of me gets to put into my daughter, raising her right." And somehow she neglects to mention, you know, that raising a daughter right might necessitate a father figure, but hey, what do I know? "Teaching her, keeping her safe, and being a good mother. I'm a little bit scared as I'll never have anything to give to someone again as I give it all to my little girl. Anyway, recently dating has been lingering on my mind. I don't have any social media or anything, but I have YouTube, and sometimes I watch those YouTube shorts, which are like TikTok, I guess. I came across multiple videos of men saying that single mothers have no value and no one wants to be with them. You know, I'll adjust this. There are certain guys who will want to be with you, but they're either going to be dudes who just want to have some fun and then leave you, or they're going to be guys who you aren't going to respect anyway. It was so disheartening to hear. Is that mostly reality? I notice myself aging. I'm not even close to being as pretty as I once was even 3 short years ago. My social skills have waned in like every way since I've become a mother. I don't have a lot of adult interaction like I used to, and not even half the personality I did when I was younger. And on top of that, who knows how old and less worthy I'll be when I finally decide that I do maybe want to date someone. There's definitely greater issues to be conquered. I'm just feeling a little scared that I no longer have any worth." This is coming from a girl who said that she doesn't really care about dating, and yet she's worried about being alone for the rest of her life. But of course, only this concern comes up after you have children, after you start to age. He says, "Truly, I feel so grateful to be a mother, and I feel that that alone gives me so much worth." It doesn't. But in reality, here's the thing, okay? Mothers are incredibly valuable, obviously, because they raise the next generation of children, right? Nobody's trying to take away from mothers, excuse me. Single mothers, however, are an entirely different thing, because you are raising a child without the father in the picture, which obviously is incredibly bad for the child. And of course, dudes who respect themselves and dudes who have options are not going to want to date you, because you're literally bringing another individual to the relationship that isn't even related to him. So she says, "I even blah, blah, blah. Truly, I feel so grateful to be a mother, and I feel that alone gives me so much worth." It doesn't in a dating context. "But in reality, I know I don't want to be alone forever, and I'm feeling like that might be the case. I even would have loved to have another child someday with the right person this time." Look at that. With the right person this time. That was a little dream of mine, but who knows? And guys, articles like this, things like this is what happens when girls go out here. You know, they become single mothers at early ages, or even later ages, and then they start to cry about, you know, where can I find a good man? Why don't men want me? But what women a lot of the time fail to understand is that men have different interests than women, and most men do not want to date a woman who is a single mother. And even if they do, it's probably not for anything serious. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. If you guys have any personal experiences that you would like to share, feel free to do so in the comments. And as always, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.